Well, it's 9 o'clock in the morning, and the wind, as predicted, is coming out of the northeast. Looks like I've picked the right spot because I'm getting quite a lot of wind and fetch protection from the cliffs over there. If you look out the other side of the boat, there's a marked difference. There's white caps in the water out there. So yeah, good spot. I do occasionally get a blast through those the window between the two cliffs there, which swings the boat around quite violently, but at the moment it's only 15 knots. It's expected to grow to 20 to 25, so we'll see, but quite happy where I am. Yeah, no white caps here at all. Now it's starting to blow. It's blown up a fair sandstorm on the beach there, blowing the sand off the beach, and it looks like the waves are breaking over the first of the pontoons where all the big boats are. It's smashing into that. Don't know whether you can see it, but you can see the spray. We're getting some big gusts coming through now. I had to tie the dinghy down, it was flying around too much, and seems to be okay now, but yeah, it's getting stronger. Oh well, we've just had our first 30 knot gust. Generally it's blowing about 20. Well, these winds aren't letting up at all. It's constant 20, 22, 23, and gusts up to 28. It hasn't hit 30 since early on. So it looks like it's going to be like this for the next, well, all night. So not much sleep tonight. I had to go and make some adjustments up at the bow, which I'll explain, and then I'll show you. There's no point trying to talk outside, but the boat's equipped with 2 anchors, and the second anchor is much closer into the bow, and the flukes actually stick down quite a long way, and the mooring lines were getting, when the boat swings violently from one side to the other, the mooring lines were touching and getting caught up in the edge of the fluke on each side. So what I've done is taken the pin out that secures it in place and just raised it up by tying it to the stanchions. The pin is bent. I don't know whether it's happened recently or whether it's been like that for a long time, but yeah, I'll show you that. It's it was making some horrible clanking noise, and I decided to do something about it, so I'll show you now. I don't know whether you'll be able to hear this, but I've just raised this up, tied it to the stanchions to stop these flukes down here catching the mooring lines, and this is the pin. Even the mooring ball's going underwater. It's a bit more peaceful back here. The wind keeps coming from different directions. It comes through the window up there, and then comes from over here, both sides of the cliff there. So as you can see, the boat's moving around quite a lot. And gets blown down at quite a steep angle if I'm caught with a wind direction change. Pain in the arse. Well, it's 5 o'clock in the evening and the wind has dropped and it's now fairly steady between about 14 and 18, and the whitecaps have disappeared. So has the violent shifts of wind from northeast to north, which caused the boat to swing around a lot and lean over a lot. Quite uncomfortable. What has not been a pleasant day, but thankfully it's now a bit calmer. Hopefully it'll drop another couple of knots overnight, but still expecting a 15 knots all day tomorrow, but that's fine. It got very noisy, very uncomfortable, and I'm happy it's calmed down. Maybe I'll go into the marina with a dinghy tomorrow, but yeah, there she is. Not nice today by any means whatsoever. Somebody around here's got a really good sense of humour. That is really funny. Probably quite true, actually. I love it. These have got to be the best bathrooms in the whole of the Sea of Cortez. They're just amazing. All marble. Even your own little cubicles, changing area, little sink, and damn great shower, and free, very expensive shampoo, conditioner and body lotion. Amazing. Better than my shower at home. Yeah, amazing. Marina Puerto Escondido. Not a great deal of slips, but mainly filled with big boats and motorboats. I think most of the cruisers are in the cheap blocks, out on the mooring balls. Oh, that's a good idea. The entire roof of the parking area is solar panels. Whoa, what a great idea. And the roof of the restaurant. Wow, they've got some power generation here. That's that tiny entrance I came through yesterday. It's got to be the narrowest entrance I've been through into a marina. Those big boats must take up the majority of the buoyed area to come in. I mean, there are some really huge boats that come in here, but there's none here at the moment. But there was one yesterday, huge. So the water here in Escondido comes from a spring up in the mountains or the hills, and so it's as good as desalinated water. So I'm taking every opportunity every time I come into the dock to fill up with water. This is what Puerto Escondido is normally like. Flat, calm, quiet, not a sound. Not that many boats here at the moment. I was here during COVID on another boat, and there were 70 boats in here, and they locked us in. We couldn't leave. The Navy came around every day warning people not to leave. That was for 3 months. So the last few trips in the dinghy where I was acting as Uber for Bill and Julie's boat, because their engine's out of action, there's been a rattling sound coming from the outboard from about medium revs up. So once it's up on the plane, there's a rattle coming from the engine, so I'm going to have a look at that this morning, see if I can find it. It's either on the engine, or it could be something simple like this thing, the motor lock rattling. So that's easy enough to test, because I can just grab hold of that once it's going along. But I'm just going to give the engine a quick check over to make sure there's no loose bolts. This is what you call serious maintenance and repairs underway. A cracked exhaust. Well, there's the crack in the exhaust manifold that goes all the way around. Fortunately, Bill has probably got the most equipped boat I've ever come across, because he's got welding gear on board. So he's going to re-weld it. There's Bill's portable argon arc welding setup. He's the bottle, the welder, and we're nearly set to go. Never seen welding on an anchorage before. Bill's just corrected me, it's a TIG welder, so just shows how much I know about welding. So it's all done, all welded up nicely, no more leaks. How did that go, Bill?
Not well.
But you're doing it in the cockpit of a boat, you can't expect it to do that well.
Yeah, the metal's starting to show us 22 years of age.
But, probably also you and I are showing our age as well.
Speak for yourself.
But fantastic job. Now you've got the pleasure of putting it back on, which I know you're really looking forward to. Mm-hmm. The mooring boards out by the window, or both windows, used to be the preferred spot because you could actually pick up cell signal from Loreto, and yeah, people grabbed those first so that they could stay in touch. But obviously now that Starlink seems to have taken over, there's no need to anchor so far away from the marina. So I've been here 4 days now, 5 days tomorrow, so I'm leaving in the morning and retracing my steps back south to get to a place called Bahia de Muertos, which is my launching point to go across the Sea of Cortez. I'll probably have to sit there for a few days, wait for a decent weather window, but other than the wind here, it's been nice, very unusual with those very sophisticated bathrooms. Bill managed to fix his exhaust. Took him a long time to put it back on. My issue with the outboard, I did tighten up a few bolts. It turned out to be the dinghy wheels. They were rattling. So anyway, I did some maintenance on the engine, so it wasn't all that bad. But yes, it wasn't. It was nothing to do with the engine. It was the dinghy wheels rattling in their frame. So yeah, you can't win them all. But thanks very much for watching the videos again, and I hope you've had a great week. I certainly have, and the next video will be the solo crossing across the Sea of Cortez. It will either be 350 miles straight or 190 miles to Mazatlan on the other side, and then another 190 down the coast. I'm not sure which to do yet, it depends on the weather. But I'll see you in the cruise.